Valve recently announced their updated gaming handheld, the Steam Deck OLED, and the improvements that they incorporated into this device since the initial launch of the Steam Deck model might actually sell you on it. That also goes for me too. And I already have this guy. So, right, let's talk about it. So for those who don't really know, or rather maybe need the refresher, Valve released the Steam Deck back in February of 2022. Since the release of that guy, I've been seeing folks online posting about like their love for the handheld and the experiences that they bring to them. Yeah, taking your entire library from Steam and taking it with you on the go. Storage space might vary on that one. But yes, now over a year later, we have now the Steam Deck OLED. Just for a point of comparison, we got the original Nintendo Switch back in 2017, and we didn't really get any upgrade to the existing model until we got the Nintendo Switch OLED in 2021. And you know, we're talking about two different practices from two different, I should really put these guys down. But then again, two different practices, two different entities. Sure, given the short time frame between like the OLED and the original Steam Deck, it goes to show there's a lot of support for the Steam Deck. So much so that Valve is actually going in there, producing and also replacing existing models with something that's even better with seemingly no additional cost to us. So let's talk about the upgrades. So the OLED sports a 7.4 OLED HDR display versus the LCD display 7 inches from the original Steam Deck. The OLED supports Wi-Fi 6E versus, you know, the 5 on the OG. Means we got faster download speeds. We're looking at a bigger battery too. 50 watt hour battery versus the 40 watt hour from the OG. Honestly, like when it comes to handheld PCs, like one of the issues that we have is just the battery life expectancy. From experience, yeah, battery's pretty important. Yeah, I think it's also been mentioned that the OLED screen actually makes the entire handheld a little bit lighter. There's also a larger fan. We also have like updated thermals just to help it run cooler. The sticks are different. They actually replaced the OG ones with something different, something that seems to be a little bit easier to clean, possibly a bit taller. We might have to like double check on that. But yeah, reportedly the trackpad's been improved as well. Triggers might have been updated as well. Even Bluetooth, apparently Bluetooth has been updated too. So now we get to jump into like the tiers, okay? They have different price points for the Steam Deck. They even have a supply of the OG models, you know, while supplies last anyway. If you don't want OLED, you'd rather go like cheaper, you can still go for the $400, $200. Actually, I think that's an upgrade actually. You can actually get a 256 gigabyte LCD model for $400. I believe that was different. I believe it could have been just the 64 gig LCD for $400. So they definitely are like dropping the prices for those OG models for sure. But yeah, looking at the actual OLED itself, at $550, you can actually get an OLED model with 512 gigabytes, pretty much the same like storage size of like these guys right here. Across the board, the screen resolution remains the same, but additional things that come with this $550 tier, 45 watt power supply. Apparently that cable's pretty long too. It's got a carrying case and has a Steam profile bundle. At $650, you can actually upgrade the storage space from 512 to 1 whole terabyte, which is huge because I can't get any higher with this guy without actually buying something separate. Let me point out what's additional to this one. The case is actually a little bit different. It's got a removable liner for it. It also comes with an exclusive startup movie, as well as an exclusive virtual keyboard theme. And then, you know, just for the collectors out there, we have the limited edition Steam Deck OLED. Still 1 terabyte, but $680. What's different with this one is that the carrying case does get a change on this one too. It's a limited edition carrying case, removable printed liner. I think that's kind of it. You know, I guess that's kind of it in comparison to like the one right below that. Just as a point of reference, just to compare, this guy, the ROG Ally, it's Z1 Extreme. So this is the higher tier of the ROG Allies, like, whoa, 1 out of 2. And it was $700 when it released. You can get yourself an OLED Steam Deck for as low as $550. Although, I mean, yeah, granted though, $550 is none to scoff at. Understandable. I mean, we're talking about something that is more expensive than the current consoles, the Series X or the PlayStation 5. But when comparing it to like handheld PCs, that's pretty good. And then of course, the biggest thing that like drives like the prices up is the inclusion of, you know, the additional bit of storage, which honestly, having had 512 makes a huge difference. Trust, we've taken a look at things like from like our perspective here. We don't have any hands on this guy. Here's the question though. Is it worth it? Man, I got a couple of answers for you. Honestly, if you don't have a PC handheld right now and you're kind of curious at all in any kind of capacity, go ahead and do it. I would honestly just recommend just starting up with the $550 tier, like 512 gig OLED model, and just give it a try. See if you really like it. If you already have a Steam Deck, this gets a little interesting. Reportedly, there was an interview about, you know, the future of Steam Deck in the sense that a Steam Deck 2 might actually happen within the next couple years. So if you already have a Steam Deck, you love that thing, and you know your situation is just really good with it, no issues whatsoever, then you could probably hold off until, you know, this said Steam Deck 2 comes out. But of course, for anyone else, you know, if you want a brand new OLED Steam Deck, or maybe your old one's malfunctioning in a certain way, I think this might be a good opportunity to go ahead and do like the upgrade. You should be able to get this new Steam Deck, download all the games that you have on your library that you want to download, and you'll just get those cloud saves with you. This one kind of speaks for me and anyone else who has like another handheld. Like I understand that like the Lenovo Legion Go released as well, like recently too. And from what I've seen, that's a pretty large honking thing that is really mimicking the Nintendo Switch, which honestly kind of like makes it pretty attractive as a purchase. I'll take my situation as an example here. So this, again, this is the ROG Ally. This is the $700 one. One of the cool things about this guy is the fact that it runs the full like 1920 by 1080. It supports 120 hertz. It runs Windows and therefore runs like Xbox app, which makes it viable for a Game Pass. And I believe other like launches as well, like Epic. This guy has a lot of options for it. However, I will say there's a lot of allure towards kind of going within the ecosystem. So in this case, if you have a large Steam library, it makes sense to have the Steam Deck, not only by just the ecosystem will it just run naturally, and that's supported by, you know, deck verified games. It seems like the best option. It also includes those trackpads, and that could just be used for any type of scenario given. But man, dude, one of the biggest allures is one, the OLED screen. Granted, this guy's pretty impressive as it is, but if you have a Switch like OLED, you know how good OLED is. Also, considering the fact that they're improving the battery on that one, that's really good. And on top of that, the additional storage space, dude. Again, 1 terabyte, just like from the get-go. Of course, you can always upgrade it, so I might actually do something like that to save me some extra bit of money. I think the fact that I'm struggling on making this financial decision should probably tell you that like, this might actually be worth it. So guys, what do you guys think? Are you guys totally interested in the Steam Deck OLED? Do you want to just hold off for like Steam Deck 2? You have no interest in the Steam Deck whatsoever, and you rather just look into another handheld PC? Or you just want to stick to consoles? Because those physicals are very important. Yeah, let us know. But I guess that's it for me, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in for this one. And of course, please subscribe to the Tanuki channel. More videos on the way. But that's going to be it for me. So guys, again, appreciate you all for tuning in for this one. I hope to see everybody in the next one. Take care of yourselves until then, everybody.